Hello to my earth science students. I hope you're all doing really well at home. I want to remind you that if you ever have any trouble with any of these activities, to reach out to myself or Ms. Clemente for anything. We cannot help you unless you reach out and let us know that you need something. So please remember that's always an option. So this video is to help us summarize what we learned today about the rock cycle and specifically about sedimentary rocks. This entire lesson is about how does a sedimentary rock form, and this diagram right here is going to be able to help us answer questions about sedimentary rock formation without having to memorize a lot of additional information. So I want to show you that here. So first on this chart, there are three different types of rocks, and each rock type is represented by a rectangle. So right now I'm going to put this rectangle, purple rectangle, over the sedimentary rocks just to show you that that's a rock type. You also have rock types for metamorphic. That's also in a rectangle. And then you also have igneous rocks. That's also represented in a rectangle. So anything on this chart that's a rectangle is a specific rock type, and there are only three rock types: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. The way that this chart works is also they have circles, and these circles represent ingredients that are used to make the rocks. So I'm going to put a circle over sediments, because sediments are the ingredient for making a sedimentary rock. And then down here at the bottom, we have magma, which is an ingredient in making an igneous rock. And then on this chart, anything with an arrow is a process. That's how you make the rock. Think of it more like a verb or an action. How do you make the rock out of the ingredients listed? Today, we only care about sedimentary rock, so I'm going to delete the information for metamorphic and igneous, and we'll worry about that another day. So to start, I want to show you guys how you can figure out how to make a sedimentary rock from sediments. So first, if you start the ingredient for sediments, and you follow the arrows that point to the box that's labeled sedimentary rock, you can see exactly how that is made. I'm going to show you with purple arrows just to highlight this a little bit more. So if you start at sediments, and you follow the arrows all the way to sedimentary rock, it all starts with deposition, which is dropping or putting down loose sediments, such as sand or pebbles. You bury and you compact them together. Think of compaction as taking snow and trying to make a snowball. You compact your snow together. And then finally, you cement it together, and then you get a sedimentary rock. So if you just follow the arrows from sediments all the way to sedimentary rock, you'll get exactly how that specific type of rock is formed. Now, there are other instances of how do we even make sediments to begin with? Well, I can show you that as well. So I'm going to take the arrows that I have reserved down here, bring them to the box. So I'm going to start where it says sedimentary rock. If I follow those arrows, I see the terms weathering and erosion. And in your notes today, you learned that weathering is breaking something down, and erosion is transporting them. If you take a large rock, break it down, and move it, you're ultimately going to get back to sediments, because if you break down a larger rock into smaller pieces, that's exactly what sediments are. So I want to summarize this one more time for you. To make a sedimentary rock, you first start with sediments. You can deposit them, which means to drop them. They get buried and compacted together, cemented together, and then you have a sedimentary rock. If you want to go back to sediments, you have a large rock and you want to make the rock smaller again, you can have weathering and erosion, which breaks the rock down, and ultimately you end back up as sediments, and you can start the process all over again.